Alright, so this is OFIR riding the Harley Street 500 with the vehicle protection kit on it. I challenged him to get his knee down without scraping the pegs or the VPK. Pretty clean. And he is, there he goes. He's doing it. Just like that. Bam.
Marco!
Beautiful, man. Nice. One more time. Knee down.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. We are back with OFIR, who is a motorcyclist and more importantly a motorcycle safety instructor. OFIR is pretty legendary within the CMSP program as a quality assurance instructor, as an advanced riding clinic instructor, as an instructor trainer. You've gone all the way. You've gone through university and gone beyond. You've got your degrees and your masters and your doctorate in instructing. So thank you for being here and being part of answering 10 questions for an instructor. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Let me correct that a little bit. I haven't gone all the way. I've been taken by the hand all the way.
Okay.
By even better people.
Okay. Good answer. Question number 1. When did you become a motorcycle safety instructor?
All right. Long story short, when I started riding back in Utah, I started riding with a few friends that I would speak with riders at gas stations or everywhere. I was a new rider. I was super happy about riding, so I would talk with anyone who was on two wheels.
Enthusiasm, right?
Enthusiasm. Pretty soon I started making friends and going on rides with a few people. I've never been a group rider. I don't like being in big groups, but I would sometimes ride with 1 or 2 friends at a time. And I realized how poorly they rode their motorcycles and how they needed help. So I would set up cones in a big, large parking lot, there are many of those in Utah. And I started, just making up my own practice drills and teach them and all that, all empirically. I wrote a few books. I tried to do my best. But then I moved to California, and as I was going through online forums of instruction and education, all that, I met a guy that later became my friend and was a big part of the CMSP when they started with Total Control in California. So when he knew I had moved to California, he told me, now it's time for you to come legit, become an actual certified instructor and not just a dude trying to teach others how to ride. And lo and behold, I told you, they took me by the hand. He took me by the hand, others took me by the hand, and they just pushed me through all the training that I needed to do, and here I am now.
What year was that then?
I was early 2015. Okay. Yeah, when the Total Control was ago, right. Yeah, when Total Control was freshly granted the contract for California.
Wonderful. Why did you want to become a motorcycle safety instructor?
Same thing, because I promised my wife to always come back in one piece, and I had this enthusiasm for doing it right. I just cringed at how bad many riders were, and I probably a natural teacher to others. I always like teaching what I know, and it just one thing led to another, and now I'm here.
Question number 3. Where did you do your instructor training?
Where? The place was Camarillo, Ventura County. Okay. That's where I had my first instructor training in 2015.
Question number 4. Since becoming an instructor, how often do you teach and where?
Okay, I teach at least 2 or 3 times a month, mostly advanced classes. Sometimes I have to travel to do QA or train new instructors, so I try to balance all of that. But I also try to teach as many basic classes as possible.
Question number 5. What do you like most about being an instructor?
I love the camaraderie of being around people that like motorcycle training. But the thing that I enjoy the most is when new riders get that light bulb flashing in their head, when it finally clicks and they understand something they thought they would never understand or be able to do it. And the happiness that brings is just amazing.
Well, the flip side of that is the next question is, what do you dislike most about being an instructor?
It's not that I dislike it, but sometimes it's tiring. People think that being an instructor is all joy and fame and fortune. It is not. It's lots of work. You get to meet amazing people, but you have to sweat.
It's work.
It's work. It's work. It's lots of long days at 100-degree temperatures, and sometimes I have my calorie tracker and I'm burning up to 5,000 calories in a day. And that is, it takes a toll on you.
I have the pedometer. I count how many steps I do, and sometimes it's between 8 and 9 miles.
Yeah. In one day.
In one day, just
so
picking up cones and
it
putting
is
down cones.
not easy, but it's very rewarding in terms of satisfaction of seeing others succeed.
Thank you. Question number 7. What's your favorite exercise to teach and why?
So going back to basic, my favorite exercise is exercise 11, which is the last exercise on the first day of instruction. So through the day, we set them to learn the very basics, the control, the clutch, the throttle, the brakes, and all those exercises are performed at very low speeds, in which, if you know a little bit about motorcycling, you know that you direct steer the motorcycle at those speeds. That's the efficient way of steering. But then at the end of the day, we ask our students to speed up to 15 miles an hour and have their first experience, or conscious experience at least, with counter steering. We ask them to push right to go right, push left to go left. In other words, steer in the opposite direction in which they want to go. Sometimes they go into that exercise terrified because it's unnatural to do something like that. It's counterintuitive. But once they experience it, they're like, I want to do this more.
Right.
And that sets them for success for day 2 and everything else we do after that.
Okay, thank you. Question number 8. In your opinion, with all your experience with various motorcycles and training and using different student bikes on different ranges, what's the best student motorcycle to train a new student on?
The one that is properly maintained.
You don't want to give me a specific
I
brand
can,
or CC or whether it's a cruiser or a sport bike or
anything under 500 cc's that is tame enough for a new rider not to dart off the range is good, as long as it's properly maintained. Obviously, there are different sizes because there are different sizes of people. Someone super tall will not fit in a small Rebel, just like someone short will not fit in a DR200. But those two are just 2 examples of excellent bikes to train on. So whatever is for the size of the student.
I will rephrase the question. I'm going to give you $5,000 cash and say, OFIR, I would like you to buy a motorcycle to train students on. You can only have one. What would it be? What would you go spend $5,000?
Probably a GS 250.
Okay.
It's a medium compromise in between the two, and those are super tame.
Now I got the answer to my question.
You did. You did.
I did have to rephrase it, but there you go. Thank you. Question number 8. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened while you were instructing a class that you either witnessed or that you were part of the experience?
I have not witnessed bad incidents.
Even on exercise 11? Because that's where the most...
Even on exercise 11.
Most incidents happen on exercise 11.
Good coaching can prevent that.
This is true.
But the one incident that was kind of scary because I felt it very personal is I was teaching an intermediate class. I was teaching it to a group of instructor candidates, and among them was my friend Bryce. And my son was on the side of the range taking photos. And we were doing the swerving exercise. And I think he grabbed a handful of brakes when he entered the swerve exercise, and he slammed on the ground pretty hard. And him being my friend made it a little bit more, shocking.
Personal.
Seeing
someone go down.
Exactly.
Was he wearing armor and protective
Yeah,
gear?
he was all geared up. He didn't get hurt so bad. I think he was limping for a few minutes after that.
Just his pride?
It's mostly pride, but yes, it was because it was personal. It was a little shocking.
Final question. Do you have any advice for anyone thinking of becoming a motorcycle instructor?
Yes, make sure you are willing to burn 5,000 calories in a day and walk 8 miles in a day, because it's not easy. Again, it's very rewarding, but it's not all you know, happiness and fame and fortune. It is not that.
Bonus potluck question. If there is any motorcycle in the world that you would want to just try to ride, just for fun, what would it be?
Just for fun.
You could try, would it be a MotoGP bike? Would it be a 50s Vincent Black Shadow? What would you, if you could ride anything, if I said to you, any bike in the world, whose bike would it be, what would it be? What would you just like to have the experience on?
The current Suzuki GSX-R R1000 that is ridden by Joan Mir and Alex Rins in MotoGP.
Right.
It's not the fastest.
It's the pinnacle of Suzuki GP engineering right now.
Not only that, it's not the fastest, not as fast as a Ducati or a Honda, but they're reigning champions for a reason. It's a very nimble, very efficient ride, and that's what I like about Suzuki. It just works.
You'd like to have 200 horsepower under your speed.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if it's just for a spin, yes, I'll definitely take it. Yeah.
One of those. All right, OFIR, thank you so much for being on the channel. Thank
My
you for
pleasure.
answering the questions. Ride safely, my friend. Come home alive.
Thank you very much.